Okay, everybody. Again, this is Duran, the Chosen. I'm here to give my perspective and my information that I received um, from the Akashic Record of why there is good and evil, and how to decipher the difference between the two, which is pretty much evil, but why God also allows it here on this planet. Okay, so I want to start with explaining to everybody that this here is the earth realm, or what is considered the heart realm, which is our solar system, which is the entire solar system starting from the sun all the way to Pluto. All right, so that entire solar system is the earth realm, or if you take the H from the end of earth and put it at the beginning in front of the E, you get heart realm. So that explains that this is a 4D heart rainbow bridge construct that was built as a university for the God mind to bring his mind down to his heart chakra, or his 4D heart bridge, in order to obtain information to bring to hit the higher realms. Okay, it also was what eventually became a free will, no interference planet and zone, where any creator God can bring their species to this planet as long as there is good intention of creating life and sustaining life. So that's why there's so many diverse life on this planet, is simply because these all of this life here on this planet come from different star regions, and our sun is simply a transmitter, transmuter, transponder, resistor, transformer, relay station. It's pretty much all of those in one, and it just communicates with the star system from where each being was brought to this earth realm. It connects to that star system that was brought here. So that's like a super highway, the sun. All right, so that's why we can get a lot of information in from the sun, because it's just a relay station for all the stars in the Milky Way galaxy. Okay, and we were put on the outer rims of the Milky Way galaxy because of the free will status, so there's no interference, so things can become fulfilled according to its own language, okay, its own DNA song, okay, whatever star system that it comes from. All right, so keeping that in mind, I'm going to break down good versus evil, and I'm going to break it down in three different aspects. I'm going to break it down biblically, esoterically, and cosmically. So as above, so below is what you can use to create the balance here. So within, so without as well, to create all the balance of it. But I'm just going to give you each level of good and evil with those three aspects: the Bible, esoteric, and cosmic. And each one of those are going to break down good and evil difference, because good and evil pretty much is just here in the earth realm, in this solar system. When you go to other solar systems, other universities, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think that there's any other system that evil exists. Everything must come from a higher nature, from a higher chakra. Okay? So things are a lot different here in this realm. And a lot of this is explained in the Bible with the good and evil. Okay? Now, esoterically, it's not good and evil, it's the seen and unseen. Okay? The cult and the occult. Okay? And that's something also that we have here. And then cosmically, it's only create and destroy to create balance. That's it. That's all it is cosmically. All right? So that's why it's no evil, just cosmically. It's only create and destroy with intentions, with good intentions. Okay? All right, so I'm going to start with the good and evil in the Bible. So in Genesis, in the creation story, when God was creating everything, in the whole first chapter of Genesis, at the end of every day of creation, everything was good. Go look it up. In the King James Version, after every day of creation, God made sure everything was good. Okay? So it was only good existing at this time. All right? There was no explanation that anything was evil brought here, nothing. It was just all good. All right? Now, esoterically, that meant that this was a 4D construct where everything was resonating from the heart or the earth chakra. So everything was resonated from the heart chakra on up to the higher chakras. So everything was vibrating at a higher level. Okay, so esoterically, everything was vibrating high. It was almost invisible. It's almost like a faint painting, or when you don't have a good internet connection up front before you can see the actual picture. 4D construct was almost like that, but you had a more open to the light spectrum. You had more range of the light spectrum in the 4D. That's why you are restricted in the 3D to a lower light spectrum. You only can see a certain small, I think 1% of the light spectrum. Is 99 that you can't see, but a lot of that is in the 4D light spectrum and higher. Okay, so that's where everything was, and the reason why the Earth realm was even in existence is because of that. It was a 4D construct resonating on a high level, on the highest chakras. Okay, and cosmically, what it was is this was the Earth realm was seen as a new time and a new creation. It was something not seen by the divine. So the divine, in order to know itself even further, allowed the establishment of this realm in order to understand every aspect of itself. So the prime divine creator already knew that it wanted to discover these aspects of itself. So cosmically, this was already in the plans. This was going to be set up as the university. So this was already going to be created as a free will zone to let life flourish as is from other creator guys. Let them bring their life here and see if they can establish even further, to dig further down the rabbit hole to understand each other even further. So again, this realm was given permission to be established so God can know itself good, bad, or indifferent. Okay? So that's the cosmic importance of everything. All right, so now we're going to go until when the evil was brought out until. All right, now in the Bible, evil was introduced in the second Genesis. All right, in this Genesis, this is when they explain the creation of Adam from the dust of the ground. So when Adam was created, he was planted in a garden in the east and made as a work race to till the ground. Okay? And he was privy to everything except for the tree of knowledge of good and evil. All right, and there was also another tree that he wasn't privy to, which was the tree of life. But they explained the tree of knowledge of good and evil as the one that they didn't want him to eat from. So evil wasn't introduced until that tree was introduced in Genesis 2. Okay, so when evil was introduced and Adam ate from that tree, at this time Adam knew good and evil. Okay, even though they said about the naked, being naked, that's not necessarily knowing good and evil, but he knew the difference between, he knew that there is lower chakras or lower emotions, and now he was able to experience higher chakra emotions such as joy, happiness, those type of things that he wasn't privy to before, because before he was just a plain worker. Okay, so he was in his lower nature, his more primitive nature or reptilian brain, which is fight or flight. So he wasn't understanding of the emotions. Okay, and that's what the fruit did for him. It gave him the understanding of the emotions, or the knowledge of good and evil in the aspects of the Bible here. All right, now if you look at that esoterically, you can say that a new race was brought here from an alien race as a recessive race to mine the earth of certain resources to bring back to their planet in order to revive their sun, which they were going to use gold. Okay, and during this time of bringing their man here esoterically, certain information was, or knowledge was given to the recessive man that was sent here to mine this gold. And when that information or knowledge was given to him by these creator gods that brought him here to work, at this point here, the higher vibration of the earth realm was dropped down to a 3D primitive level, which collapsed the 4D over the 3D. Okay, and this can also be coincide with the story of the collider. Maybe the aliens were here doing experiments, and they collided certain electrons, neutrons, protons, and that collapsed the 4D on the 3D. Okay, but either way, that is still esoteric knowledge of what happened that collapsed the 4D over the 3D. Now, cosmically, it's a little bit different with the storyline, because here, cosmically, there was a recessive creation that was made here. But when that recessive creation was made here, and it was given the knowledge that was only privy to cosmic beings or cosmic evolution, that's when a imbalance was created in nature. So once that imbalance was created, which the recessive man had to become knowledgeable of becoming dominant, the laws of nature and the laws of the cosmic laws had to take over to sort out that imbalance. Okay, so cosmically, with that information or that knowledge, this recessive man had to become a more balanced, higher vibrating being in order for him to really understand that knowledge that he was given before he was supposed to get that information. Okay? So that was also the reason why the Prime Creator had already moved the Earth realm to the outer realms, because he knew this imbalance would take place, and then a balance would have to be given and maneuvered. Okay? So that brings us down to when Adam ate the fruit, biblically, with the good and evil, the Lords became concerned because they thought he would become like them. Okay, so after he ate the fruit, they would say, lest he put out his hands and eat from the fruit from the tree of life, he will become like one of us. All right. Now, this is what it states in the King James Version in the Bible. To me, that just seems like there's multiple, a couple of gods here with the creation of Adam, and they were all having the same intent. But when Adam ate or received that knowledge of good and evil, he became discerning, and he understood some of his power. Not full power, but he had the potential to understand that, and that becoming wisdom. So that would make him close to the gods. They didn't want that, so they had to kick him out of the garden at this time. And this is what it's stating biblically. This is what the Bible states. Read Genesis. You can just read chapter 1, 2, and 3, and you can get a lot of the story of what I'm telling you here. Okay, but after him and Eve ate from the fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, Eve, the serpent, and Adam were all kicked out of the garden, and they were sent out to multiply. And there they started a family, starting from Cain and Abel. Everybody knows the story of Cain and Abel, whether you're religious or not. You know the story of Cain. How Cain slew Abel because of jealousy, which is probably one of the first lower chakra evils, emotions, jealousy, envy, that leads to murder, which explains a lot about this new man and the way he runs with his power, because that is the game of the day, is war, is anger, peace. Everything is to divide and conquer, and war and anger. We can't even get gun control under control, because it has a whole bunch of angry people with money who can lobby. And when them angry people with money can lobby and throw that money out there, they have a lot of influence. Okay? But that is when evil was kick-started on this planet biblically, is through the Cain and Abel saga. And Cain was able to go out there and create an entire generation, generations of his gene with that same lower chakra, personality and character. Okay, so there's an existence of an entire race or entire seed of Cain that is here with this murderous, anger, envious, warmongering, lower heart shock vibration. And that's what we're here to weed out. We're here to weed that out. But this has to be allowed. All right? And let me tell you why it's allowed esoterically. Okay? Whenever the 4D fell on top of the 3D, those God minds that were here at the 4D Heart University became trapped in the 3D in a body, because at first they were just here minds. So that could also explain a lot of people with the dome theory, that we're just here in our mind and all is mind, is because this was a God mind university sent here so we can resonate on the 4D vibration, which is the 444 hertz, which is the feel good hertz, which the God mind wanted to feel that, and this was the university to feel that, to bring that back to wherever you were from, whatever dimension, whatever star system you were from, so they can know and they can learn. So esoterically, that's what happened. It collapsed over the 4D God mind university became collapsed within a 3D body construct, which we had to borrow biological material from the earth in order for us to exist here, from our God, where our God mind came from. Okay, so this is how we became the God mind, the gods that are here. There's some of us that are here, how we became trapped in the 3D as well, along with this recessive man that was also here. Okay, so we had to be able to be put into a biological avatar just like this man in order to help create the balance. All right, now cosmically, in the cosmic order, the balance from the divine creator had to be that this lower chakra recessive creation has to know power in a dominant fashion, in a dominant form, in order for a balance to be created. All right, so the cosmic order was, this recessive man must have a time of power so he can understand dominance, priority, power that creates self-esteem, which in turns elevates the Kundalini energy, so they no longer will reside in their lower chakra, which is the anger, jealousy, envy, the 7 deadly sins on steroids. And they live in that. And that's the cosmic order. That's the reason why they are currently in power. All right? Now, going back to the Bible, Adam and Eve and Cain and another brother Seth and so many other generations was created from the Adam and Eve seed that had this lower chakra characteristic within their DNA, and it's passed on through all the evolutions. There's no way that you can stop that evolution once the genes are passed along through Adam and Eve. So this lower chakra resonation was here. But again, esoterically, the God mind was also in a similar body. So the God mind that was trapped in that body didn't come from any evil lower chakra. Actually, it started from the heart chakra. Okay, so that's why when we were toppled by the recessive man, it was because we didn't have our guard up, because we didn't have to have our guard up, because everything we did prior to them being here was from a higher nature. So it never was envy, jealousy, war, greed. It wasn't here. So we didn't have to look for it. Deception and all that was foreign. So esoterically, we didn't know what it was. We was blindsided. Okay? And at the same time, being in this university, the God mind was in a sleep state, in more of a, they were on a cosmic vacation. So we couldn't recognize each other in this body. So we couldn't wake each other up because we could not recognize each other because we were in the same body as the recessive man that was brought here. So it was difficult for us to understand who each other were. But the Bible did give clues on ways that you can find each other, which righteousness explains a lot. Okay? But being that we were asleep and we couldn't recognize each other and we couldn't band together like we should, this gave the recessive man a stronghold because they knew exactly who each other were because of the recessive nature that they live by. Being prone to disease, which is recessive, being evil, warmongering, battle each other, family against family. This was their curse that was given to them in the Bible. So the Bible does explain esoteric, and esoteric does explain cosmic, and cosmic in some form explains biblical. So it's all intertwined. So in the cosmic order, being that the recessive man needed to be dominant in order to create balance, in turn, the dominant God mind had to be put through recessive times in order for him or her or that God mind also to create balance, which it explains a lot of bondage and slavery and restrictions and experiments on us, because they needed to understand how to be dominant like we were genetically, physically, and mentally. Okay? So when you look back on slavery, and when Kanye say it was by choice, cosmically, it was the divine mothers, the divine creator of everything, all in her cosmic laws for us to be put in that slavery bondage so we can understand the recessive man's plight, so we can have a heart for him when we get our dominance and rule back, because we understand how to be oppressed. And in turn, he also understands power, so he can willingly relinquish power to the God mind because he know where he stands. Okay? So that is why good and evil is allowed, because this is a free will state. This is a free will solar system. God is attempting to discover everything about her himself or itself. Okay? And when this new creation was brought here, God, or the prime creation source, was bent on understanding this recessive gene or this recessive creation, and then creating balance through the chaos of the lower chakras. All right? So let's not continue to create separation amongst us with the God mind, because we are now being catapulted into the forefront so we can wake each other up and we can give everything resonated back to the 4D heart rainbow bridge. so we can get back either to our star system where we came from, or we can continue to wake up more of the God mind souls here to assist with the recessive man becoming spiritual so he can go to a cosmic level as well. Okay? And that's a lot of our mission as well. So we must band together in order to accomplish this. And the only way to accomplish this is to have the righteous leaders at the forefront, because they will lead with their God mind and their 4D heart bridge that they learned through the reincarnation cycles of their souls coming here, and the DNA of that being imprinted on the soul song that we are currently expressing. Okay? So I hope this tied everything together for a lot of people. I hope this unshackled some people from the Bible restriction, the religion aspect, because it's bigger than that. That only explains the microcosm of it, not the macrocosm of it. It's bigger than just that Bible. That Bible is just a small square to the big circle. There's so much content outside of that box. And a lot of us need to research and try to get into that content so we can awaken our God mind. One thing that we were given, since the recessive man was given a lot of information that he wasn't privy to cosmically, we were given DNA that is lying dormant that we're able to activate once we resonate with our 4D heart bridge and then bring our chakras up to our star chakra. Then we will receive the information through our transmitter, through our relay station, the sun, and it will send the information directly to us, and that will activate certain portions of your DNA that will awaken your God mind, so you can understand exactly who you are, and then you will be privy to information or knowledge that you can give to the collective to wake them up. That's the whole point of this thing. It's a lot of us in the God mind that are still in this university, in this reincarnation cycle, and a lot of us are tired. Some of us are ready to just put the fight in and put the work in so we can go ahead and usher in the children. Some of us are here so we can just put the love gene here, so whenever we decide to come back that next time, everything is already set to the balance that we're trying to create. So we do all have different missions here, but it is all for one point. It is all so we can go ahead and evolve cosmically. Okay? Not evolve religiously, because that's limited. All right? And esoteric has a cap on it as well, but it does get you to a certain light and to a certain point to where you can break through cosmically. And then when you break through cosmically, you can understand the full scope of everything, and then you can put it all together. I hope I was clear and concise with the message I was trying to play today, and I hope those God minds are activated either through my tone, the words that I'm speaking, or they at least put in some of the work so they can get to their God mind and get their activation of the DNA through the sun. Because you do not know your potential. Ooh, people, we do not know. I mean, the visions are the vivid visions that I was given for consistency and righteousness. Oh my God, we have so much potential and so many skills to bring to this earth plane. We haven't seen nothing yet. They thought the X-Men on TV, we ain't seen nothing yet. So let's keep evolving. Let's keep touching each other, and let's keep delivering this message. Listen to that boy Rod Hayes. He has a full message. Go on Black Magic 363. Listen to Blue Pill, Red Pill, Alkebulan 44. It's a host of oracles that give information on your God mind that'll activate you automatically just from hearing their words. Try to resonate positive and stay with the positive vibes so we can bring this spiritual trend to the forefront. And instead of a spiritual trend, it can be a way of life. All right, this is Duran once again. Thank you for listening.